really an odd feeling to be torn in the country, breathed with manners and respect, to go through the educational system and actually have retainment, find that comprehension is natural and application is even easier because of the first two. To know history in this country and know that the structure here is important to how we live civilized with a standard that our morals and ethics easily fall into. And over time, as events take place and people change, it seems that there are those who come here for citizenship after a certain point, more so over the last 15 years, that are dismissive, is how I put it, to our way of life in that structure, with the understanding that there is a due process, that we have law enforcement that do not resort to extreme measures the way authorities overseas and in other countries have to, because their countries don't have the stability we have and their citizens are hostile. So in order to protect themselves overseas, the authorities have found themselves in the position to on target execute citizens at the hand of their own through a gun. And when these people come here, it seems they assume their way of life is acceptable here in a way that it isn't. They encounter people here that only see how their countries function in some way on the news, in a history textbook, and the people here from those countries are expressing that this country is to blame for the hostility they encounter, but they don't realize that we are not ignorant to the way that they are taking advantage of their strife and hardship that they encounter overseas here. When they go about something as in a means to an end, which means the way that they carry something out, the way that they propose in thought what to do, what they will do, and how to do it for themselves to benefit or somehow gain something from it. They go about it through tactics, techniques, or methods where they play on the people around them. And that is very apparent. And it's really upsetting for something like that to come from me. I'm more than sure, because I am an American and I have been here my whole life. and I do follow the law, and my moral and ethical compass does align properly with the standards in this country, and I have been subject to criminal activity that is not my own, where those people that have come here assume that I am their way in to citizenship, and even worse, now I'm beginning to wonder and question whether or not their intention is innocent for citizenship, or if they're here for something more that is unacceptable. In all honesty, the people here doing that, you're ruining our country. And if that's what you wanted, I can't apologize for something that you do onto yourself in your own country and think it's acceptable to bring here. We are not a country that normally ignores child labor laws. We are not a country that assumes our children are a resource as the earth is. And when I say that, I mean the circumcisions, the procedures for such that allow more than celebrities to have cosmetics, for creams, shampoos, conditioners, to, as they ignorantly do not understand science, care for the skin. And those who do, I'm sure, don't tell them these things in a way that they need, or they just do not care. Our children are not soldiers. Our children are not meant to be in the line of sight where they are a target, a shield, as in to take the strike for anyone else. And if you all thought that my argument on that is condoning what your country did to your own children, I'm not. I'm saying that does not happen here usually and should not. And the fact that you guys find some type of pleasure and more so glee to it here is unacceptable. We did not take your children and do that. We did not structure your government. We did not hand your children guns. We does not mean everyone. I speak for myself. That is my opinion. If anything, rather than just protesting and rioting overseas and resorting to what can be understood as Aladdin's behavior, if you have ever seen Disney, as in the Disney movie Aladdin, you guys are not as innocent as that, but that's where it starts. If you guys wanted what was here over there for the majority, or how about the whole of your country, rather than rioting and protesting, maybe take the time to research and speak about, if you may, or maybe you know, how your country is set up. As in, how is it structured? What are the laws? What can you do to adjust the laws properly? How do you go about legislation? What is the process for a petition? If this does not work that way in your country, how from where you are, take the structure of your country and not break the foundation, but have it grow, or have it modeled into something that makes sense for your culture, your religious beliefs, your morals, ethics, and values, your standard, rather than handing children guns. Have men go in, not in hostility. There should be no hostility in something you claim, you want, you need, and you deserve. Your country, no matter what that looks like on the outside, then devise a proper way to address your efforts in your own country, not to be hostile to the rest of the areas and territories around you or the other countries, but just to claim we need some stability here so we can maintain and not control to confine, but to somehow manage the hostility in the country. It's not that hard or a weakened spot to speak this way. Although protein in animal and protein in human are the same, the difference between us and them are that we are able to speak, think, and communicate in a way that is above the life below us that we were meant to reign, and that does not have a human in that thought. If there were things that your country needed properly to the things that you want to set out, not that you should need the permission of the world, not that you should be required to address it in order to stop not hostility, but strength outside of your barriers, well, not barriers, boundaries, your borders. Sorry, getting ahead here. There are other things I have on my mind, but it's due to the fact that you are hostiles. And even your country knows it. And that's not the same here. And it was not the same until recently. And unfortunately, the honest truth is, due to the large number of immigrants brought into the country over the last 5 years. The last 5 years.